Hey everyone, it's currently 9:20 out here working, and I just want to share some thoughts I had. I think one of the stages I'm at right now with my kind of just trying to continuously improve and work, I've really gotten kind of like tired, I guess, of this whole process. It just seems a little annoying and very boring. The fact that you just continue to have to put in work and you may not see results for a long time. I feel like I've accepted it as like a truth and it's like a fact. And I know that all I have to do is just keep going. I think just the biggest thing that's been the most annoying, like thorn in my side, has been seeing all these people on social media become successful and really wanting to emulate that. But at the same time, knowing that there's so much work, like there is literally infinite loads of work. Like if you put all the work inside like the ocean, you could probably swim for years inside all of that work that still needs to be done before I'm going to reach that point. So it's like, I know I'm on the right track. I know I'm doing the things that I need to do, but it's just such a long journey that sometimes you can get fatigued. But really, what I try to tell myself is just focus on one step in front of the other. There's that saying of like, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And so often we look at people who are already at that 1,000th mile and we don't even consider how we're going to reach there. Because when we focus so much on other people, we don't focus enough on taking the actions that are actually going to lead us to be where those people are. We can continue to watch them day by day and just say, wow, they're so far ahead of us, I'll never reach them. And that's going to become true as long as you don't take action towards that, as long as you don't try. I would rather die trying than be out here just wondering what could have happened, wondering if I could have been able to do more, been capable of more. And I think that's really the thing that separates a lot of successful people from just ordinary people. Like you have to have a level of drive that really goes beyond comprehension. It goes beyond reason, to be honest. Because why would you continue to work on something or put effort in something when you're not seeing any results coming back or when you're not, immediately getting a payout from it? So many people are focused on the instant gratification. They need to do something, they need to get the results right away. But if you look at anything worthwhile in life, it's always the opposite of instant gratification. It's always putting in years and years of effort behind the door, closed doors, behind the scenes, and then at the end, it finally all culminates and you get your reward. But it's never gonna be like, oh, you work and work and work and you get the reward immediately. Sometimes you do, and sometimes it's nice, but it's not something you can expect. So I think for me, it's just like, I know what I need to do. I know I need to keep going. And I'm sometimes just get a little discouraged because I see how far other people are. But this is a reminder to me, and this is a reminder to also you guys as well. Don't let that stuff discourage you and just focus more on the steps you can take now and immerse yourself in that. Because once you're so occupied and busy with working yourself and improving yourself as much as you can, you're going to stop focusing on other people because you're just simply not going to have the time. And that's really where you want to be because that's where you're maximizing your potential, maximizing how much you can grow, and really pushing yourself to new limits. And that's how you really redefine yourself. I think people say this all the time. Look at yourself 1 year ago and compare yourself to the person you are now. One way people can measure your own personal self-growth is how much would you recognize the person you were a year ago. If you wouldn't recognize them, that means you've changed a lot and hopefully it's been for the better. But if you still recognize them, they're still exactly the same, that means after 1 year, you really haven't changed. And some people say that's a good thing, but I would beg to differ because in this world, if you're not trying to get better each day, then the days are just going to keep passing by just like that again and again and again and again. And you're going to wake up and you're going to be like 53 and then you're going to realize, oh my gosh, what did I do with my 20s, right? For me, 20 years old, I know that this is the new chapter of my life of like, this is the kind of grind season. This is when you put in that work early and you start to see payouts later. But I'm still in the season of like, putting in more work. I think the funniest thing for me was that like, I used to think like, oh, I already had my grind season, getting to Stanford, all of that, like that was a grind season. But the reality is it's kind of like the first door and you open it and there's a second door behind it. So it's really a never ending cycle because you really want to keep going up and up and up. And if you want to keep going up, like you have to realize too, all these people we look at that are successful, they're chasing something else too. They're never just complacent. And so we have to emulate that as much as possible if you want to emulate the success that they have achieved. I also think that the important thing is just not to think about it too much. Really, we can complicate it. We can say, oh, we need to do all these things. But at the end of the day, it's really like, look at what you did today. Did you do work? Did you do things? Physical progress towards your goal? Yes or no? That's a very black and white question. There's no wishy-washy. There's no excuse. It's yes or no. If you did it, that's good. You're moving forward. If you didn't, you need to change that for the next day. Because if you're really serious about changing who you are, improving yourself in some way, changing the circumstance that you're in to be something better, it requires a lot of discipline, it requires a lot of effort, and it requires a boatload of work. And if you're not willing to accept those, then you might as well give up now, because there's no point in starting if you're not really committed to the process. But once you start, recognize that you have to keep going. There's no option. Like, if you go 50% of the way, you should have given up before you even started, because now you've already invested 50% of your effort, 50% of your time all into it. So if you're already halfway there, you might as well finish, because you already invested so much time. Like, when you give up, all the effort that you put in just immediately goes to waste. So it's better to give up before you even start than it is to keep going for a while and then give up, because that means that all the effort and all the time you put in before you gave up is going to be completely wasted because you gave up. So don't give up, keep pushing, because even though it may be an infinitely long road to success, you will make it one day. I don't know when that's going to be. It could be 10 years from now. It could be next year. We all don't know. But if you're willing to take that chance for yourself and willing to try to seek something better, then that's what you have to do. I think the really amazing thing for me is that, like, I can always keep learning and keep growing. If you asked myself a year ago how much I could grow in the next year, I would probably say, oh, maybe a little bit, but not that much, because I have the mindset of myself a year ago. And I had that thought of like, oh, I can just, grow to a certain point, I'll be done. And I'm going to be done growing and done improving, all of that. Realize it never ends. There are infinitely many ways that you can improve yourself and continue to get better. And you're always going to find those as long as you're pushing forward. So that's a really cool thing, is that there is no finish line. There's no way of like you're saying I'm done with everything, because there's always ways to constantly improve. And I could list out tons of different ways. For example, if your public speaking skills are not good, work on that. If you want to learn coding and you're not good at coding, learn that. If you're not good at cooking, you want to learn cooking, learn that. If you want to learn how to be successful, all these different things, like there is so much to learn. So it doesn't matter like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Yeah, it would be perfect if, you could have someone mentor you and give you the exact tips of how to do the right thing. But what's more important is you just start now. Just start now. If you do the wrong thing, at least you're making motion somewhere. Because what you'll realize is through the failures, you're gaining the experience that you need to actually propel yourself towards success. And the reason why people are not successful is because they're not taking those risks, not getting those experiences from the failures, because they're afraid of those failures. And those failures are going to teach them the lessons that they need to become successful later on. But because they're not willing to take that chance, not willing to fail, they're never going to reach success. So that's the biggest thing you have to understand if you want to change who you are.